About the preacher. My head cut off.
Growing up as a child.
And just scoop the leg up.
In my mother's care. My mother told me he would always be there. Oh my. Now I'm a grown man.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
Living on my own.
We okay? We okay.
We all right.
Good morning. We are so glad that you are with us. We're so glad to be here on the Issues of Life.
Waiting for a few more to join us this morning.
It's your show.
You ever say it's not your? Well, woo, how long ago has it been now? About 7, 8, 9, 10 years ago? If that many. Maybe more than that. Issues of Life first aired at WPLV 1310, West Point,
Yep.
Lynette. What was the man name that owned that station then? I forgot his name. Somebody out there may remember the man that owned the station. I don't know why I can't think his name. But brother Jothania Ziegler and sister the Queen, the Radio Angel, all of us used to be on WPLV 1310. I tell you, we had it going on, but Issues of Life was a talk show that came on every Saturday morning in person, and we enjoyed having people to come on with us and talk about, discuss different things, and had some loyal customers, loyal listeners that always listen to Issues of Life on Saturday morning. Mm-hmm. Brother Kenneth McCamey was one. Boy, Kenneth McCamey would be one that always listening, tuning in, calling in. I really enjoyed that. That's the only thing I miss about this. We probably could extend this as a call in. We could give a call in number. So maybe we might think about doing it the next time. Give you a number that you can call in if so you want to ask a question or something. But of course, we're using technology because we're going to talk a little bit about that, about changes, about the old and the new.
We sure will.
Want to say also for those who are parents of students of Lynette City Schools, which I'm so very happy and proud to be working. Today, they will be giving out the junior high or middle school and high school Chromebooks. I think it's be held at the high school. So they need parents to be sure you show up. Let me look here and find the time again. So they really need you all to show up to be sure you're there to pick up your child's Chromebook because it's going to be very important. There are at least, I think, 3 or 4 days of virtual learning that is tied into our school calendar. So your child really does need, and please be sure, if you're listening, remind a parent, if you know a grandparent or parent, someone of a student that goes to school in that, be sure you've signed your internet or your technology consent form. It is very important that those forms are signed and you do it electronically or whatever, so that your child will be able to use, so your child will be able to use their electronic device in school as well as out of school, because we cannot let them get on it unless they have permission to do so. So it's very important. I enjoy using technology with my students. It's a great tool to use as review. It's not to take over. It's never, technology is never, we know we're in the sense and the realm and the age of it, and that's fine. But it never is one to completely take over. Even though we know there are jobs like that. And I'm getting into what we're going to be talking about. We're going to be talking about certain things. Is there someone calling in?
That's awesome.
Okay. Anyway, so therefore we have to kind of, still understand, know we use it. So it's going to be important. So today, I was going to put up the time again, put up the email. Need you to go over and pick up your child's computer. If you're middle school and high, most of elementary, we have them already there. But if you're not elementary, middle school, and high school, please go and pick up your child's. I'm going to put it up and tell you what the time is. Pick up your child's computer. Oh, yeah, device distribution. Here it goes. LHS and LJ had Lynette Junior High and Lynette High School at the main office entrance. Pick up at the main office entrance from 10 to 2. So it's starting now. You can still look at us. You can call us on your phone while you're looking at us, while you're going on over there. to the main entrance of Lynette High School to pick up your child's device. For all students who have completed their registration forms, parent or guardian must be the one to pick up the device. They're not going to give it to a student. It has to be the parent or guardian. So please, 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 trying to get prepared because there's going to be some e-learning days. And of course, in case your child gets sick or has to be quarantined, we'll talk about that a little bit too later on. They need to have it, and it'll be easier for them to be able to get their assignments, to know what they need to do. So it's today from 10 until 2.
Okay.
All right? Okay.
All right.
So that's just a little bit.
And did you know that the CDC
Yeah.
has laxed the rules
Yes.
on how we...
I got that right here too.
You got that right there?
I do.
Yeah, they have laxed the rules. So there's some new rules.
New rules, but let me tell you, don't let common sense take over. Don't let let common sense be your guide too. Let the Lord be your guide. What the CDC is trying to say now, that if a person tests positive, they don't really well, I don't know if it's, let me see, I better make sure. They don't really have to go into a 5-day quarantine. I still say, if you test positive and you got symptoms, you better watch yourself. Cause look, here's the thing. Okay, I'm a diabetic. Control it by medication.
Okay.
Hypothyroidism, cholesterol, control that. Several things. Controlled by medication and diet and exercise, stuff like that. But this virus mutates, so like right now it's kind of on a decline. But that was to be expected after the 4th of July. There was a surge. Each and every time after there is a holiday or a big event, football season is opening up now.
Yes.
People gonna be going to football games, where they, even though you're on the outside, but football games, college games, large crowds, tailgating, things such as that. Still got to be careful and mindful. And so what happens is, usually the numbers will go up after some major holiday or event. Labor Day holiday, the last summer holiday, is coming up September. Okay, the first Monday of September. And people are going to say, oh, this is our last little vacation. We're going to go. Or people gather together. So you still got to be mindful. I know you get tired. I do too. I mean, I'm talking with kids. I wear my mask. And then sometimes you talking through the mask, they can't understand. I have to take it down so they can see my lips. Read my lips. Okay. So you do that. And sometimes you get tired and you leave it off and forget or whatever. And I'll admit that, but still we have to be careful, because I still have a mom who is very careful about it. My mother-in-law, Mama Stickers, she pretty good about it. But my mama is real deal, real serious business about it. So I know if I've been around them, we, sometimes we've going to see school opening up. You're going to kind of see some couple of cases. If they're running a fever, don't bring them to school. Anybody, if you really, we didn't have no better sense to realize that you run a fever and you still go to, no wonder a whole lot of folks have been getting sick and cold and stuff around the back there.
Stay sick.
Stay sick. We never were paying no attention. So if you're running a fever and really sick and coughing, you need to keep it home. If it ain't number 2-3 days until the fever break. So anyway, enough of that.
All right. Okay, so this week has been very wonderful, especially for me. I went to the symposium for preachers and their wives, and that was sponsored. That was sponsored by the Northeast Convention of the Alabama Missionary Baptist State Convention, and we had just a training. It was a wonderful training, excellent training, or a workshop. Just saying, how do we get back to some type of semblance? How do we get back to some type of normal? Helping preachers, encouraging preachers, because we've been in 2 or 3 years of pandemicking, and we are still in a pandemic. Yeah, and now we got other diseases that we're frustrated with, and people have left the church, and some of them not coming back. What do we do now? What do we do now? What do we do as a church? Who encourages pastors? We've lost deeply. We've had to console people.
That's right.
While we needed consoling ourselves.
True. It's frustrating. It can be frustrating too. Me being a music director, and I'm used to singing and used to going with
Big
choirs
choirs.
and stuff like that.
Lose your choir members.
And then you lose choir members,
Yep.
or for whatever reason, then we got to come back, and people don't understand when we're gonna get back together, and you're still trying to be cautious because you don't want to be the cause of.
You don't want to be that.
To,
Nobody wants to be that preacher. You shouldn't.
That's right, you
and
shouldn't.
everybody can second guess. Pastor, they do it all the time. He shouldn't have opened up the church. Well, we have to do something. And then there are just people with the mindset that, well, let's go back to what we once did. And it shall never be the same again.
Okay, somebody just asked me, Brother Grill said, are they doing W.O. Lance today? We do W.O. Lance at school. We have all those Chromebooks already at school. So long as the registration form is completed, your child is going to be distributed. But this is just for Lynette Junior High and Lynette High School. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Gerald Grill. Thank you so much for asking that question. So as for a later date, I don't know. But they're doing it today from 10 to 2 for Lynette Junior High and Lynette High School. Elementary school is normally done at the school. The teachers have their Chromebooks there. So to be able to distribute if your child has a registration online. Thank you. I'm sorry, Reverend.
So with that, we had several speakers. We had wonderful preaching just to encourage some pastors and some leaders, to go on in God.
Right.
We found out something. We found out that, listen, we should not get so caught up in the calling that we do not depend on the caller.
All right.
The caller is
That's
the
for
most
all of
important.
it, not just for preachers, but everybody.
Yes. So, I always love to bring back what I have learned. And one thing I learned from Dr. Otis Culliver. And Dr. Otis Culliver started out with trying to help us to reimagine,
Okay.
our future, the reimagining of our future. Okay. And in doing so, he said that there were 2 cartoons that he loved as a child. Get this now, because this is going to help all of us. 2 cartoons. One of them was the Flintstones. And so Steve's going to pull it up so you can see a picture of the Flintstones. Honey, put it right there.
Okay. Sorry. You can tell I'm old. Okay, keep talking, Reverend.
Just do that. This, bam.
I know.
Okay.
Thank you. Thank you.
So we're gonna try to put the picture in your thread. We're trying to be technical. We talked about this over breakfast, and somebody, the little technical person, didn't remember.
Hold it 1 minute. Okay, you just keep talking. Reverend.
Okay, so one thing that he brought up that one of the cartoons that he used to love as a child was the Flintstones. Y'all remember Fred Flintstone, Yabba Dabba Doo, and Barney Rubble, his best friend. Fred worked at the rock quarry with Mr. Slate. What are some of the other things about? They had a wife named Wilma,
best friend Barney.
Yeah, Dog Dino.
Dog Dino.
Betty was Barney's wife. Typical
And the way they drove their car is they started off with their feet.
typical prehistoric family. Cartoon by Hanna. Is it what by
Hanna-Barbera.
Okay.
Hanna-Barbera.
All right.
Mel Blanc was one of the voiceover that does the voiceover.
He
Yeah,
did
Mel
that?
Blanc one of the
Okay.
voiceover. They had different other voiceover, but Mel Blanc was one of them who did all the
Wait a
Looney
minute.
Tunes.
Fred was kind of a bully.
Yeah, Fred was a big bully.
Bully Barney. But anyway,
They were kind of like the clan, Jackie Gleason. You remember Jackie Gleason used to come on? Anybody remember Jackie Gleason?
He was a bully.
Jackie
to
Gleason.
that guy.
Fred and Barney kind of remind me of Jackie Gleason and Ed.
Yeah.
Okay. On the Honeymooners.
Anyway, so that particular sitcom cartoon ran from 1960 to 1966, and we all know that it was syndicated. And we grew up on that. Most of us who are listening in grew up on Fred and Barney. Then the other cartoon that Dr. Otis Culliver said that he watched when he was a child was
Okay. Look, I'm not real technical. Want me to put this up? I'm trying to
the
figure out how to put
Jetsons,
it.
and Sister Stiggers is going to talk about the Jetsons.
I'm trying to put this picture up. Okay. I don't know how to do this.
Okay, here's what you do. You do this right here.
No,
it doesn't have
I don't
on there.
have it on my. That's what I'm trying to tell him. I
Okay.
don't have this on my computer to be able to do that. I don't know why. Anyway, I ain't finna worry about it.
Okay.
Okay, so anyway, the
Well,
other
you talk
one-
about the Jetsons. You talk
Okay.
about the Jetsons.
Well, the Jetsons, of course, was a family that from the modern age. You know, they weren't from the Stone Age. They were from the modern age. And hold on 1 minute. I got to put it back up again. Okay. And George Jetson, of course, worked at a place where they manufactured those cars that fly in space. You know, they talk about how we're going to have cars that flies in space. And, you know, you just about got a lot of stuff now that people can get around with. Like, you know, Bezos and all them, they flying around in rockets. They can go up and come back down and stuff like that. And they're steady trying to get things like that. They're the stealth planes and the stuff that they use in the military now. Somewhat lets you know of the kind of updated type thing. Of course, they had a lot of robotic type things at home. The Rosie, the robot that did the maid, you know, they had a lot of electronic type of gadgets at home. And hold on 1 minute. And
They have Facebook.
yeah, they had FaceTime. You know, that you could look at the person on the TV screen that you're talking to, like we do it now, or whatever. Like we do FaceTime. They had a lot of that, or when people do Zoom and all those kind of things. Well, the Jetsons had it, and the Jetsons came out in September 1962. That's the year I was born, but it only stayed on 1 year. It stayed on for 1 year. March 17, 1963. It only did 1 year, but then of course it went into syndication. It went into syndication after that, and even when it did syndication, it only did. See, he messing up.
No, it's good. It's good.
Yeah, okay. I don't know if y'all still see me. See, you let you know we don't know what we doing. Mac Bell is on. Mac Bell is on. Want to know how to deal with this kind of technology? We'll try to find out later on. But anyway, sit down, Reverend.
Okay.
Okay.
Don't you be telling me to sit down.
We ain't finna get frustrated. Y'all have seen pictures of the Jetson and Flintstone, but anyway,
Okay. We're trying to be technical and do this.
we try to be technical and can't do it. Okay, but anyway, so it lets us know that they were two opposite type families. They're the Flintstone, the Stone Age was old. Everybody used to that. Flintstone stayed on for 6 seasons, 6 years, and then ran syndication so much after that. Jetsons only 1 year. I guess people say, well, I can't get into that, or people got scary. You know, I was watching this morning. I don't mean to get off, but we're going back to it. I was watching Ali Velshi.
We're going to get into that. We're going to get into that.
Okay, well, anyway. Well, it's going to come up again.
Here's what Dr. Oates Color was trying to point out. That people, and especially our church members, are resistant to change.
Yeah.
What is it about America? What is it about the world? What is it about humanity that loves the Flintstones but were uneasy with the Jetsons? 6 years, 6 seasons
That's right.
for the Flintstones, for the prehistoric age, and then for the future, the Jetsons, only 1 season. We don't like that. We don't like flying cars.
Shouting John is moving into Huntsville A&M as we speak. Way to go, Shouting John.
We don't like we don't like the future. I don't want nobody to see me on television while I'm talking to them.
Yeah.
We don't like the holograms. You know, you remember when Space Wars first came out, and they sent a hologram to the Princess Leia, and she sent a hologram to Obi-Wan Kenobi. Obi-Wan Kenobi, help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi. And that's why Darth Vader was after them, trying to get the hologram message from R2-D2.
Well, even in the Black Panther.
And now we have that. Yes.
Look at the Black Panther. Now, ooh,
It's futuristic and all the things that we can do. But people do not gravitate toward the future or the unknown.
Unknown.
Now, let's jettison. Let's come up to 2022, where we're at a crossroads. And the crossroad that we face is that we have to secure a future for our children and for ourselves. In our churches, we got to secure a future. Thank God. Jesus sent us a pandemic. I'm going to say it like that. Let me just say it like Jesus sent us a pandemic so we could do what he first told us to do anyway. You shall be witnesses first in Jerusalem, Judea, Samaria, and the uttermost parts of the world. Jesus never told us to stay in four walls. He never told us that. Finally, we get out. And finally, we have to do what really people have been asking us to do anyway.
Right.
Think about your church. I want you to think about your church now. And this young kid comes in and says, Pastor, or Deacon so-and-so, why don't we invest in cameras? Why don't we get a bunch of cameras so when we broadcast, we can broadcast to the world. There will be people who will be in bed, but they'll be watching us. There will be people who will be on their jobs, but they'll be watching us. We want to broadcast everywhere. We just want to put it out there. And it's going to cost us so much money. And can you see Pastor and Deacons prior to 2019 and 2020 saying, no, that's too much money. That's foolishness. And all of a sudden, when the pandemic hits, everybody has to go to some type of platform so that the services can be offered to the very members that would come to church.
That's right. That's true.
And now we're trying to get people back into a place where we close the doors. We close those doors. And we're finding out that technology is something that we can do. But there's no need to be afraid of it. And then look at climate change and how information gets all over the world. They're burning in France.
Yeah.
Europe is burning.
And the temperature has gotten so much bad to where over in Europe, they hardly have air conditioning because their weather, the climate is always so cool. Even in the summer, never get that hot. So they
said what percentage of people had air conditioning in England, in Great Britain?
Very low, about 30%.
It was less than that. They just didn't have. They didn't need it.
That's right.
They didn't. So what are we saying? What are we saying here? Listen, our world is changing. And we're going to have to change with that world. But there are some people who still want to go back to the Stone Age and say, somebody made that up. No, it's real. It's right here. It's right now. The world is getting warmer. And those 1 or 2 degrees makes a difference in our world.
Even when I saw a special, it was talking about the leatherback turtles, sea turtles. It makes a difference between whether or not female or male. Because
so it's warmer. It's warmer.
The warmer it is, it's going to be female turtles. The cooler it is, male.
Well, let's think.
That's all got to do with climate change.
Let's think about some other things. Think about women. It wasn't but a few years ago, a few decades ago, that women received the right to vote.
That's true. 1920.
Why are old white men still trying to tell women what to do with their bodies?
That's right. 1920.
Why are old white men still trying to be in charge of women's bodies? Huh?
Yep.
It makes no sense. And see, many people will come and try to tell us in our church how long we should have church. Stop trying, learn this at Comfort. Stop trying to adopt other folk ways.
That's true.
You're not the Church of the Highland.
That's right. That's right.
Let the Church of the Highland be the Church of the Highland.
That's right.
Let's be the church that we're supposed to be to the people that we serve. It's okay.
Let's look at what's happened with the Southern Baptists. Oh,
boy.
scandal, scandal, scandal. And these some of the same people in the Southern Baptist that one want to tell women how to control their bodies. One want to talk about homosexuality. Don't want to receive or love people who decide they want to be something else, because God just told us to love, not to judge. Now they've got problems with sexual immorality in their own thing. These are main ones out there trying to tell everybody else. Okay.
I never did want to be a monk. I never did want to be a monk. I love my wife.
I don't want to be a nun.
I don't love women. I love this woman. You ain't gonna get me on that one.
Right.
You ain't gonna get the Jedi mind trick on me. See, a lot of people get out. Oh, I love women. I love my wife. I love this woman. This woman. I'm particular about the one I love. And so, listen. God told us love everybody. He even went as far as saying, love your enemy.
Abraham knows that, baby.
But there are a lot of people that, under the guise of Christianity,
That's right.
will abuse people,
That's right.
will keep resources from other people,
That's right.
will hate people on slide,
Yeah.
put you in jail on purpose.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All these things. So listen, in the name of Jesus.
Go and try to shoot up an FBI building.
That is so sad.
That's right.
Or attack the Capitol.
Or attack the Capitol.
In the name of Jesus.
Uh-huh.
These are supposed to be
Trump flag
Christians.
in one hand and Jesus flag in the other.
These are supposed to be Christians.
That's right.
And who in their right mind gets top secret material that belongs to the government.
And take it home.
The government try to get it back.
They don't even want us to take. You can't even use a whole lot of stuff at work. They'll get you for.
You know what? What if I get the copier at my job
Say, oh, my employee,
and bring it
home
home?
and take it home. So you can't do that. No, can't do that. Only thing I can bring home is a Chromebook that is assigned to me, because they know you got to take it home sometime and do your work on it.
And you got to give it back.
You got to give it back.
When
You leave, you retire, you resign, you quit, or you get fired, whatever you got to turn
get the keys back. Wherever you
Turn
are,
in the
if they
keys.
give you some keys, they're going to ask for those keys back. Give me the keys. Give me the keys now.
Oh, boy.
Okay.
That's right. Give me the car back. If you got a company car, turn it in. You got to turn in the company car.
Wait a minute. What are some of the things you can do with top secret material? What are some of the
Sell it. Sell it.
I didn't say that.
Sell it.
I didn't say that.
Look, anybody in their right mind got
Sustainably
any
true.
ounce. If you got a little bit of
Sustainably
ounce
true.
of common sense, I don't know why these people think that we're crazy. Anybody in their right mind, now why would you want to keep top secret? I mean, top secret.
Said. What?
A crazy person in power. That's right. A crazy person stand and say, and not be in jail. I know that's right.
If I did
And
that, I'd be in jail.
Y'all know we would go to jail. You
The
know
future. Wait a minute. What is it about? I'm going to go ahead and say this. What part of Make America Great Again? I want to know what year you going back to.
What year you going back to?
I need to know what year. Flintstone, I need to know what year you going back to. Because there was some years back yonder that were not good.
Not great for certain
Were not
demographics
good
of people.
for people like me. What is that year? What is that time? What is the mindset of people who want to go back to the Flintstones? There are some things that we can do right now to make our world better for everybody.
That's right.
What's wrong with that? Let's just make the world better for everyone.
Let's go back to Genesis. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth, and you come all the way down to earth without form or void. Then you come all the way down to Genesis 2, where he said, now let us make man. After he made everything else, he said, made man in his own image and likeness.
Stanley said 1980.
Okay, Stanley, 1980 was a very good year.
No.
That's the year I graduated from high school and went to college.
You might graduate from high school, but that's the year you couldn't. That's the year that the average person
Yeah.
lost the ability to write off things like credit card
You're right.
taxes.
Well, we got married in 83. And
Reaganomics.
Reaganomics came into play.
Yeah,
I remember that well.
And it was high recession, and Ronald Reagan got elected. Now the Republicans, they love Ronald Reagan, but Ronald
This
Reagan,
new Republican, this
Ronald Reagan wouldn't even do
Trumpism
some
folk
things.
don't.
But here's the thing. It made rich people very rich.
Mm-hmm.
Rich people made out well, and right after Obama, a lot of the bills that were passed made and companies very, very rich, so that they don't have to pay taxes.
Right.
So this latest tax bill that was just signed, or is going to be signed by Joe Biden, is going to make sure that rich people and companies
Pay their fair share.
pay their fair. What if everybody paid their fair share? See, that's why
Well, it's just like tithing in church.
but that's why I don't mind
You
paying
pay.
tithe.
I don't mind paying tithe. 10% is 10% of whatever.
And so we
you'll
pay-
Do
we
you want
pay over.
Do you want a gross blessing? Or do you want a net blessing?
Yeah, and you
So,
know,
do you pay 10%
so
of your net or your
I
gross?
don't look for my oldest members to pay as much as I do.
That's right.
I don't look for it.
It's based on your income. So
That's why
taxes
it's
should
so
be
fair.
the same. That's right. That's why it's fair. That's right. God created. That's why man needs to take advantage and take advice of the Lord.
And then see, then here's some things. Okay, then Creflo Dollar wants to take us back. He said he got to burn books that he wrote and
about tithing.
and
Well, I guess he gonna burn the Bible because the Lord the one spoke of it.
listen. I don't
That's
understand. I don't
blasphemous,
understand what he's going through, but I know he has not given back those jets.
Y'all remember you used to do that?
I said,
Y'all remember you used to do that?
don't call the man crazy. I went to school with him.
That don't mean
Okay,
nothing.
so wait a minute now. So you preached all those years about tithing and supporting the church, and
So what
He's
is the new?
enriched.
So what is he saying now? What are you saying you're supposed to do now? Pay your taxes to the church? Is that what he's saying? I mean, what is he saying?
I don't even know. I
What
know
is it now?
this is what I know. I know God is consistent.
Yeah.
God is consistent. He is the same yesterday, today,
Today.
and forevermore. And if we're gonna go back to the basics, which is of God, and the whole theme behind our symposium for pastors and preachers was this: let God do it. But even in our calling, you have to respect the caller. Hey, what does it say? What did David say? David, I look to the hill from whence cometh my help. Some of us have rejected the helper. Jesus is the helper, the paraclete. Some are trying to do what they're doing without allowing the helper to help them do it. I want to receive my helper. I know God is my help. And so if we will simply be the church that God has called us to be, things will work themselves out. They will. It will work itself out. Because in our context, in many contexts, it calls on the church to love one another, to protect one another, have compassion for one another. Look at the early church. They brought all goods to the church. Whatever a man had, and then it was shared with them as that man, that family needed. Remember when the deacons were chosen? That's Acts chapter 6. Hey, let us pick out Let us look among ourselves, men of honest report, full of the Holy Ghost and faith. Let us assign them over this business of distributing equally to those who need, while we will continue to use our time for prayer and preaching and teaching.
Okay.
That's right. It works.
Okay.
It really works. We've got to do that. And when the church continues to be the church, people gravitate toward the church. People will gravitate where they can get some help. They will. And understand, the churches where we used to give out all our information. So while other churches were through at 12 o'clock and eating up all the food at Golden Corral, it's 2 hours later before we get there because we got more to do. We've got information to disseminate. Now, sure enough, we don't have to sing all those songs, but it's a time for fellowship for us. Do y'all remember when we used to go to conventions? Why were the conventions in September?
Yep.
Why? Because the harvest was over.
Harvest time.
We were an agrarian society.
That's right.
And so when the harvest had been gathered and people had time to at least exhale, they would come and they would fellowship at the conventions. There was no church that could hold any of our conventions. And what would happen was it would be a time of reflection, a time of fellowship. It would be a time of gathering together and taking care of the business that we need to take care of. Churches gathering together, and it's such a wonderful thing. Listen to me. Go back to the Flintstone. However, now we got to move on. We got to move on, and we have to put in place things that help us to serve this present age. My calling to fulfill. Oh man, my power engaged to do my master's will. We got to do that. All right. So, a lot of things today, Flintstone want to go back to the past. The Jetsons, let's prepare for the future.
Now, as we're discussing that in the political sense, I was viewing this morning on MSNBC, and of course we know what all's been happening this week. Mar-a-Lago was raided this week. FBI agents went in to take all the different records that they have been asking the former president to turn in. They find out there's more that meets the eye. You asking for, because when a president is in office or anyone, they're supposed to leave, things are supposed to be archived for the government, because you work for the government as a president. You're not working for yourself, okay, or your company. You work for the people, the government and the people. So therefore, we know what's been happening. So anyway, they look into depth to possible espionage, because if you got highly classified records, even though he keeps saying, well, I declassify, you can't just speak and wave your hand or something, say, I declassify you. It don't work that way, okay? Even in the sense of our local level, you got to go through protocol in order to get something changed or done.
Hold on, MacBell. I'm going to answer that question.
Okay. Anyway, so my point is, so Ali Vesey was talking on MSNBC, and I had to go back and research myself about Red Scare. Okay, Cohn, Roy Cohn was the mentor to Donald Trump.
A lot of people know that name.
Everybody know that name.
Yep.
Roy Cohn was the mentor to Donald Trump. Well, Roy Cohn back in the 50s or earlier during the Cold War, he was one that helped prosecuted this husband and wife team in New York who were found guilty of espionage. That means selling top secret information on the making of the A-bomb or something like that to Russia, because at a time in the United States,
two countries who were considered at odds with the United States.
That's right. So therefore, what happened was there used to be a group of people. Y'all hear the name McCarthy, McCarthyism, birthed from that. This man became McCarthy's right-hand man, and because they believed that there were people here's the thing, McCarthy and them, they all want to accuse King and a whole lot of folk of being communists.
Yes.
There were some fascists of groups in the United States who believed in the communism cause for power to be in control, so to speak. They want to be American, have it their way and all that kind of stuff, but then they want that control. Anyway, Roy
trying to help other nations.
Trying to help us.
Just like there was some Germans in America trying to help Germany during World War II.
Exactly. Well, anyway, so
but America put out Japanese in concentration
camps. Exactly. Fearful. That's under Eisenhower and different ones that were doing that.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, President Dwight D. Eisenhower, at the time, they started questioning federal work. There may be somebody out there that maybe listen or know someone where you may have worked a federal job. They started questioning federal workers to find out what is your loyalty to the United States, blah, 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 going through that. They called it Roy Cohn. See, let me tell you, that's why the power of life and death is in the tongue.
Okay.
They called it Red Scare.
Red Scare.
Red Scare is the promotion of a widespread fear of a potential rise of communism, anarchism, or other leftist ideologies. See, they say that Democrats on the left, left idea by a society or state. It is often characterized as political propaganda. Y'all know what propaganda is. I'm saying this message to get you all upset, but it ain't true. The term is most often used to refer to two periods in the history of the United States which are referred to by this name, Red Scare. Then the same man, Cohn, that came up with that term and McCarthy and all that to get people scared. We better be glad that McCarthy never became president one time. When
Mentored
Donald Trump. Okay? He also came up with the term Lavender Scare. Lavender Scare was a moral panic about homosexual people in the United States government, which led to their mass dismissal from government service during the mid-20th century. It contributed to and paralleled the anti-communist campaign, which is known, of course, as McCarthyism or the Second Red Scare. So what they did was, and then found out later, this man died. Cohn died in 1986. And guess what they found out? He was gay too. Look, when I say that, I know people
it's
don't
too
like,
much.
I know people don't like to say, look,
too
God
much.
told us to love everybody because some of us, we got all kinds of people in our family who still love them.
Let me tell you something.
But what I'm saying is this is what you got to be careful of people, that people out there spreading this venom, and then they're the main one, they want to do it because they want to get after you, they want to control, but then they're the ones, they're doing it themselves.
Who wants to go around in that church and try to find out you gay, you're a man, you ever been with a man, you're a woman, you ever been with a woman, you ever done that? Do you have any tendencies?
And they did that to people, question folk, and a lot of folks got fired away from their job.
Don't do it, Miss Seeley. It ain't worth it. Let me tell y'all. People have problems, and see what people are trying to do now is categorize sin. Big sin, little sin. Just like brother talking about digging. Okay, so what the pastor gonna do? Oh, got to get rid of all the homosexuals. I won't have any homosexuals in my church. Well, he don't know that. But got a deacon that's got 2 families and 4 women.
Have mercy, Jesus.
And same with women preachers. You know,
right.
Ain't no woman supposed to preach. But then deacon get up and teach Sunday school. Come on, y'all. Be for real. So what we're saying, Mac Bell asked a question. He said, wait a minute, Pastor. It's a whole bunch of preachers trying to get rid of this. I understand what you're saying. And there are many that would start a church so they can have that type of authority. But let me tell you something. It's something wrong with me. It's something wrong with me. Yes, I hear Jesus. I hear God. I hear the Lord. I'm hired by the Lord.
In the word he says there are deacons.
Wait a minute.
The word
but wait a minute. I'm also obligated to the people that I serve. I am. Listen. God holds my feet to the fire. Pray for me. Pray for me. You can go to the boss on me. That's my boss. But then again, I have to be held accountable
That's
to
right.
the people, the very people that I serve. I have to listen to those folks. Some of them wrong, but some of them be right.
That's right.
Some of them right.
It's like checks and balances in our government. You
That-
got the
that-
judicial, the
do
legislative, and the
need-
executive branch. You need it all.
A pastor,
you need that
a pastor
to keep each other in
needs
check.
some accountability. Hey,
Now the deacon don't.
this
that's in
this
my
is my best and worst critic right here. My best and worst critic. Well, how you think that? How you think things went? Well, it went a little long. We went. Such doesn't need to do that. So I thank God for what you're saying. That there are some preachers that saying that there's no need for deacons. Listen, there's a need for
Yes, it
everybody
is. For
in the
everybody
church.
in the church.
Everybody
That's right.
in church, and many
Part of the body. Part of the body.
men are trying to do the Trump on people who they need in the church. What you mean by that, Pastor? Well, what Trump do? Just fire them, get rid of them. And sometimes people get to the point where they have the power to do that. But let's be honest and let's be fair. I remember when I first started pastoring. I was pastoring about maybe 5 years, and I had a wonderful friend of mine, Stephen B. Hall, came to preach for me, and we were in the pastor study. And I ain't gonna tell you the names of the other folk, but the other folk were in
Thanks,
there.
Sharonda.
The other folk were in there complaining. There were preachers in my pastor study on the night of revival in there complaining, said, I had to get rid of such and such deacon trying to tell me what to do and this and over here, and I got the checkbook now. And so since I got the checkbook, ain't nobody gonna tell me what to do. Listen, and then one said, man, these deacons giving me down in the country. And as they talk, Deacon, Reverend Stigler, what about how these deacons, how they here? I said, man, I do not have the problems y'all talking about. I'm not in a situation where people trying to vote on me every year.
Because
trying
that's
to do me
ultimate
wrong.
respect. That's what people got to understand.
Wait. Here, listen to what Stephen B. Hall started laughing, and he says, Stiggers, you don't have a problem out of deacons because you were a deacon.
That's right.
And you treated folk right, and you honored your pastor. You respected your pastor. He said, half of these folk complaining in this room right now, they were low down. When they were a deacon, they were low down coming up in the church. And right now, they are reaping what they have sown.
That's right.
So, come on, y'all.
That's right.
Do right by people.
That's right. Righteousness prevails. That's right.
Do what the word says. Live right by God.
And that's why they went
And it'll work out for you.
That's why they raided Mar-a-Lago, because he was not doing right by the word. Roy Hurley's on my buddy Roy home.
You back over there.
Well, look, hey, if you were going to
This
do right
man go-
by the word, no other president, as far as we know,
No other.
president, as far as we know, has ever done such a thing. Nixon had to end up resigning because of Watergate.
But
I'm
he
pretty
didn't
sure
do this.
But he didn't do this.
He didn't take stuff home.
He didn't take stuff home.
Sure did.
That's the problem. They just caught everything and couldn't. So nobody. So you hear what I'm saying? Because of the fact they don't let this guy them go over there across the street. We got on our prayer t-shirt now.
Sit down.
Go across the street with a Bible and had it backwards.
And had the military.
Had the Bible upside down. Then they said they had it upside down.
Listen. Can you imagine?
Blasphemous.
Can you imagine living in my world? Can you imagine living in a world where you come home and she done saw something?
That's
and
right.
That ain't right, Daddy. That ain't right.
But I told Reverend, y'all, when I first heard it, I said he was going to sell that information. When push come to shove, he was going to sell that information. We not dumb, ain't we, Bro Roy? Bro Matt Bell, Stanley, we not dumb. Why else do you need it? No need.
Oh, boy.
Okay. These are the opinions of Reverend and Sister Cherry
God
Stiggers
is
and
so
not the
good.
opinions of
God is
anyone
so
else,
good.
okay? Everybody understand that.
God. And then, it can be months later. It can be a year later. Didn't I tell you?
Didn't I tell you?
Didn't I tell you?
Told you. Oh my goodness.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm just saying, listen, if you're going to live in community, if you're going to live in the faith community,
That's right.
then walk among the people in the community where you live.
That's right.
That's what I love about you, Sharonda. Now that's what I love about you. You are walking among them that need your help.
Right.
That you find common ground with, and you are encouraging those that say, you know what, Sharonda is a wonderful person, and she represents a part of God that Jesus actually lived out. He walked among the people.
That's right.
He knew their pains. He was right there. That's what folk get mad at me, because I'm riding around in my truck with somebody that they might not give the time of day
That's
to.
my buddy. You better not mess with him. That's what Stick said that now.
That's reference. And why is it? I said this a long time ago. There are some people that call me 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. Reverend, will you tell these folk, and all of them, they ain't got no business with it. Reverend, would you tell them that the Bible says such and such, because that's what you said. I said, you know what? Now, I'm going to tell you what's right. But look, y'all wait till a better time to call me. But they have no problem with calling. And then one of my oldest, staunchest members that wouldn't miss a Sunday, Reverend, it was 8 o'clock. I wasn't going to call you that late. I'm like, you need to go talk to the one that's over at the house. Tell them that, because they feel close enough to me, walking with me, that this is my pastor, I'm going to call him.
That's right. That's right.
All right.
Brother Roy said, when we talk about that, he said, they keep talking about it was unprecedented what the FBI did. Well, we ain't never had an unprecedented president like that one. That's the truth. That's the truth. Yeah. But you know what, Brother Roy and all of y'all, they tried to really do it in a respectful way. Because we don't see the FBI would go up in now, numbers of them, and don't care what time in the morning, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. I heard one former FBI say usually be 6 a.m. That's when they ready, boom, to go in and start raiding. They respect it. He wasn't there. Trump wasn't there, somewhere else. And they went at 9 o'clock, just like office hours, trying to be respectful. But you know what? It's written all over his face. You ain't have to say a word.
You know what? You cannot declassify
the handwriting's on the wall. You can't do it. But you know what? The thing about it, I'm saying, I know I'm laughing. I'm a true American. I love my country. I love my people. I love the Americans, and then I love my community, my people. But right is just right in every aspect of life, y'all. You can't go wrong. My granddad, you said you can't. There's nothing. They ain't no harm. It don't cost you a dime to do what is right.
And let me tell you this: some people simply not going to do what's right.
What's right?
Some people not going to do it. Now that becomes a time that you just got to move on.
That's right.
Just move on. Move right along. Because some people don't care about doing right. Some people don't care about what is right.
Yeah, 45 took the fifth, Jeff, and a whole bunch of his cronies took the fifth. And then Donald Trump was the one that said, right back there, probably in the archive, where he said, why would they take the fifth? Anybody take the fifth, you must be guilty. He said it himself.
Yeah.
He said
you're a criminal.
You're a criminal then if you're taking the fifth. That means you're automatically guilty. You know you're guilty. Why you take the fifth? And here to go. That's what I'm saying. This is what's so hypocritical about so many different groups and things like that. You're the main one speaking up and saying one thing, and then you're doing the other. But it's all right for us or certain demographics of people to supposed to do right or whatever. But you are different. That's not right. That's not in God's eyesight.
Some people are above the law.
Yeah, no.
So.
Well, y'all, it's been real. We've enjoyed being. I know we tried to cover a whole lot of different things today. But, keep your eyes and ears open. That's what we have to do. As a Christian, you should be the best citizen it is around.
Amen.
As a Christian, you should be the best citizen. And that means you need to be an informed citizen. and a citizen of the kingdom of God, and a citizen of the United States, a citizen of you should be a well-informed one.
Yes.
Don't just go by everything. Now, don't get me wrong. We just talked about Justin, social media.
Flintstones or Justin?
That's
Which
right.
one?
Which one you gonna be, Flintstones? And then when
Because there's a future out there for us.
that's right. And then we still have to be mindful of what we see and read on this. Double check your facts and stuff like that too. We have to be mindful of that. And always let the wisdom of God always be the one to lead you in your thoughts, in your decisions, and all that. You know, I was talking to my coworkers this week. You know, we had a whole lot we had done and whatever turned out. So I said, you know what? I'm only one person. So when I get it done, I'll get it done. I know what my heart is. And that's what it is. I know what my heart is. So when I get it done, I'll get it done. Because it's easy to sit down and say, here, 20 items here I want you to do and get it done by a certain time. You know, but you're a human being. So you do what you can do. You be honest about it. And then eventually it's going to work out and you'll get it done. So anyway. Well, we have enjoyed being with you all this morning on Issues of Life. Again, reminder, if you're a parent of a student from Lynette Junior High, let high school go over between 10 and 2 to pick up your child's electronic device because they need it. And be sure you have your registration form filled out because the child will not be allowed. Also, any form about, video or something like that too. That's important too because, see, we're living in an age of that now. That, you can't just put children's pictures and faces and stuff like that. Now, you as a parent can. But as a school intern, we can't just put pictures and stuff on Facebook and on social media without your permission. So be sure y'all check that. And I'm sure that's anywhere. That's in Georgia. That's in Alabama. That's in all school systems.
It's a wonderful day. It's a beautiful day. Mount Pisgah is having their picnic on today. It's going to be on the hill. We're going to be right up there. We're going to play some games. We're going to have a good time. We're going to eat some fish.
Hey, Larry, hold on.
Hamburger.
Yeah, Larry, hold on. Yeah, he had been cricket a long time. He had been cricket from the beginning. You're right, Larry.
Thank you, Larry.
Thank y'all.
Everyone appreciate that. So, Mount Pisgah, get ready to go up on the hill and enjoy
6 o'clock Central Time.
It's going to be beautiful. It's going to be beautiful. There's no rain in the forecast.
Yeah.
We're going to have a wonderful time. We're going to play some music.
Some games, music.
Oh, yeah. And bring your lawn chairs
Yeah.
and your covered tents.
Or umbrella, whatever you want to bring.
Bring it all. We're going to have a good time on the hill. But then don't forget church tomorrow either.
That's right.
Don't forget church tomorrow. We love you. May God keep you is always our prayer.
Amen. Amen. Amen.
Lord, I'm
We
depending
do not
on
own the rights to this song, but we love it. It's been a part of us since March of 2020. Enjoyed the conversation. Thank you all so much for the chats and the conversation as well. God bless you.